All right, hang tight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday, everyone. Super thrilled to be here today with our lovely Loyo Method graduate and alumni, France. And I'm super thrilled to have her here on this beautiful day in New Jersey, apparently not so beautiful day in Quebec. But I had to be outside because I had to take advantage of this day. And considering, I'll digress for a second, considering on Sunday for my son's birthday party that was outside, it was actually flurrying and we were so cold and now it's like 85 degrees. It's unbelievable. So can you hear me okay, France?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So France is in a Loyo Method graduate, as also a member of our alumni program. And I think, as always, I think it's really important to hear not just from me, but hear from women like France to show you what's possible, to show you, how to get out of your own way, to show you, where you're stuck and how to get unstuck. And so welcome. And it's such a pleasure. It's always lovely to see your face. So let's talk about you and sort of, where you were, goodness, I don't know, last year. When did we first have our conversation? Probably in November?
November, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you, France. You're from Quebec, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 43 and I have two wonderful young adults, aged 21 and 19. Throughout my whole life, I've struggled with weight gain, and I've pretty much tried every diet imaginable for almost over 20 some years. And I would always be good at losing the weight. But once I attained the weight, my goal weight, well, then it would just yo-yo all the time and I'd gain all the weight back. And I never was able to sustain a weight loss for very long. I'm the type, I'm a perfectionist, and I'm the type when I start something, I go like straight through and, copy everything to the T and, to make sure. So I could always lose the weight. I just never could keep it off.
I feel like so many women feel you. They get it because you can. Diets, that's what they're meant to do. They're meant to help you lose weight, but they don't allow you, this is the biggest flaw, they don't allow you to achieve sustainability. They don't allow you to understand how it's not going to be a lifestyle. They don't allow you some of the biggest, they don't get into the root causes of what's going on. And that, that's some of the biggest flaws in this industry. It's also why it's one of the biggest money makers, because what happens when you're done with the diet, you fail, but you didn't fail. And I say this all the time, you guys, it's not you that failed, it's the diet that failed you. And that's why the diet industry is so big, because they just want you to keep coming back every time that you do fail. Right? Like truth. Here we go. Like, I'm not going to get on my pedestal. I do that on Transformation Tuesday Lives and my other lives. This isn't about that, but like, that's what it's all about. And like, I know, France, that one of the things that when you and I spoke back in November, right? Self-doubt. I've done so many things. I failed. I'm a failure. Like, I love food so much. And your mindset was very focused on the shoulds and the shouldn'ts and the shoulds and the goods and the bads and the black and the whites, right? And what happens when you are indulging in the shouldn'ts? It makes you feel bad. It makes you feel guilty, right? And so, or like, oh, I know one. I went over my calories, right? Limiting the calories. I went over my calories. Oh my God, that was like such a no-no. And I know some of these things were like a real big struggle, which is also leading to why it was a struggle for so many years to just keep the damn weight off, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, what was it? So in November, right? You know, those are some of the things I know that we spoke about. Also, like, I don't deserve it mentality. Like, I don't know. I don't deserve it, right? Sometimes there's something even deeper, like that throws us off and gets us stuck in our ways. Like maybe after all this trying and failing and trying and failing, I just should be where I am at, right? And we shit ourselves and we just say like, nah, we settle for this like life way less than where we should be. And we're, are you still there? Are you frozen? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We'll see if Franz comes back, but I'll go on my pedestal for a second and make sure that she's still here. We settle, right? You guys, we settle and we see the negatives before the positives and we sabotage ourselves before we even start. Or when we start to lose weight, we, you know, just gain it all back. So Franz, you might be still frozen. Let me know if you're still frozen in any way. Oh, she is definitely frozen. She can join us in a minute. No worries. And this is what's happening, right? Especially with this struggle around mindset, around, you know, being unhappy in our body, right? Being unhappy in our body, being unhappy in our mindset, and constantly thinking like, oh, I can't eat this, right? I can't eat that. I shouldn't eat this. I shouldn't eat that. Does this resonate with you guys? Does this resonate at all with you guys? Yeah. You guys can pop in the comments if you are. All right, we're going to try to get Franz back in here. Awesome.
Yeah.
No worries.
Sorry, my
Hi.
internet just.
No worries. No worries. We'll go. I went off on a little rant, so we're back. Won't skip a beat. So, all right. So tell us a little bit more about where you were in November when, you know, when we were having this conversation and what your struggles were that led you to feel like the Loyo method was your next best choice.
Well, basically, I was at my wit's end. Like I said, I've tried everything and I was almost to the point to give up and just say, this is who I am and that's what it'll be. But it's actually your Facebook post that, you know, explaining, you know, like, would you like to be able to lose weight and still eat normally, and, you know, getting through the emotional topic about eating emotionally and so forth. I knew right away that I had to join. It spoke to me directly.
Okay. So you are, let's see. When was your actual graduation? I need to look this up now. Maybe like 2 months ago? Was it 2 months ago? Okay. So Franz is one of our lovely folks who graduated our program 2 months ago, and you can talk about your decision to stay in alumni and why, but tell us a little bit about, you know, your experience in the program and some of your, I mean, you've talked to me and posted and sent and all these things about all of your wins and you've shared a lot of things that have, you know, you've shared your transformation, and I'm thrilled for you. I celebrate you, our group celebrates you, but like, let's allow, you know, almost 4,500 people to celebrate you. So why don't you share, and, you know, don't be shy, right?
Yeah, when I started the Loyo method, I had totally the diet mentality. You know, I would weigh myself every day. I would only eat 1,200 calories. I would exercise almost every day till like I was so fatigued and I was like going towards a burnout basically. But when I started, the first thing that you taught me is get rid of the scale, which for me was pretty difficult. Um, but I did it, and now I only weigh myself once a week and I don't miss it at all. There's no more stress on if the number is going to go up or down. If it does, bonus. If not, well, that's what it is. Um, like you said, I was worried at the beginning about calories because I used to only eat 1,200 calories. And during the first week of Low-Yo Method, I was eating like 1,800 to 2,100 calories. And I'm like, how is this ever going to work? And it's ridiculous because I think for the first 2 weeks, I lost like 8 pounds. That's when I started seeing like, okay, this is actually working. And really, it's just about eating whole foods and eating the right fats. And so the whole learning around whole foods and, getting rid of all the processed crap that we eat or that I used to eat. So like I threw everything out of my pantry and I only eat whole foods now. And I'm basically never hungry anymore. Like cravings, once in a while I'll want my little piece of chocolate.
Who
And
doesn't? Who doesn't? Let's be real. Who doesn't, right?
exactly. But the difference is when I do eat it, I don't feel guilty anymore. I don't feel like I did something bad. It's that whole emotional, like around the emotional eating, and that I was taught by you, that really helped me hone into what I was doing and why I was eating. So that was one of my big wins, is to actually, one, listen to my body to see if I'm actually hungry or if it's something else. So like if something is bothering me, or am I stressed or anything like that, like I could actually look around and talk to myself to see like, okay, I'm not hungry right now, so drink some water and move on. But if I do have a craving and I really want it, well, then I'm allowed to have it. That's the new way, and it's wonderful. Since I've started, I lost over 23 pounds in all.
That's a
And
new
I'm
one. I
still
didn't even
going.
know that.
Yeah, I'm
That's
still
amazing.
going.
Awesome.
Yeah, I only have 4 more pounds to lose and I'll be at my goal weight. And for once, I'm not scared of arriving to my goal weight. Like I'm confident that I could just continue what I'm doing and it'll work out. Like that never happened before.
Oh my God, I love that. Mic drop. I feel like we should just end there, right? Look at that. Oh, wow. This is amazing. This is really good stuff, France. I'm like so thrilled for you. Even some of the wins that I wasn't even aware of, which is great. This is awesome. I think that, that type of success, like people ask a lot, what's your success rate? Interesting question, right? Like my question to that is, how do you measure success? And I think when sometimes, and you could probably relate to this, France, when we're so stuck in diet after diet after diet, and this like what we call this diet mentality, and when we are very, very concentrated on the scale, which many of the women struggle with this, you guys. We have very deep, intimate conversations about the scale on the regular. And when we are so stuck in diet mentality and concentrated on the number of the scale, what happened? Like that's what we think is success or a lack of success. That's what we think is going to be a success or a failure, right? When that number doesn't pan out the way we want it to, and we're so focused on just that. And like, I think that all of these things that you've just, said, those are all huge wins. And I don't even like to classify wins as big or small, but they're all wins. They're all wins, right?
And I have tons more that I just can't think about. It's just like every day is a win, really, because I'm moving forward and actually enjoying living, and I feel good with what I eat, and no more processed crap. So it just makes me feel energized, and it's wonderful.
I love it. Because you are a Loyo alumni and you're in our alumni program, why? Like, what sparked your interest in that? What made you stay?
Just basically because I love the group. I enjoy the weekly coaching calls, and if I have questions, I totally have support, and I just like being in a community that with women dealing with the same struggles that I went through and that I still will probably go through once in a while. So just, yeah, for the support, and, even if I could help any of the other members through my experience, I think it's just something that, pay it forward. And I don't know, I just enjoy it, and I feel part of the group, and yeah.
I love it. Well, I love having you. So, and you are, and that's the beautiful thing, because you're like a veteran to the rookie Loyo methoders, right? And it's mutually beneficial, right? It is mutually beneficial to those who are just starting their journey, and they're scared and they're skeptical, and this fear and their past beliefs and their overwhelming thoughts of failing over and over on all of these other diets, and all of these things are happening for them as they're slowly starting to trust the process and make some small changes and focus and work on our mindset and work on our nutrition and get out of our own way and explore those fears. And they're so new, and you're like this inspiration for these new people, and you can be like, hey, so-and-so new person, I was there, right? I was there. I got you, right? I got you because I was there, and I get it. And you have this, and it's such an amazing cheerleading experience for those who are new. But I say it's mutually beneficial because it benefits you too, to show you, wow, this was possible. Like, look where I came. Look what I can celebrate. Look how amazing I am doing. Look where I was. And that notion of paying it forward, like, it feels awesome to give back. It feels amazing to like be able to be a mentor to others, and to be able to like, help those who, when you get stuck, like, be able to keep going and overcome those challenges. So like, kind of twofold, I think, it's great. It's wonderful. So those who are not in the group, who might be struggling, what would you say to those women? What advice would you give them? What would you say about, where they're at right now?
Well, first of all, is that you're worth it. It's worth going through the process, and hop on the joy wagon with us. But it's sometimes you have to just look at it in a different way to make it work. And that's what I find the Loyo method is that I actually learned so many things that I never thought could be associated with food and weight gain and even losing weight, so it's really like educational at the same time. And by learning all these things, that's what makes it work, makes you think and makes you realize, what you were doing like in the past that really made you struggle. Like, I was in my own way, and I know everyone that struggles feels that way, that, I can't do this, but you can.
I love that. You are worth it. And she's talking about you, all of you, like you, yourself, you are worth it. You deserve it, right? France came in with an I don't deserve it attitude and mentality. And here you are understanding, of course you're worth it. You're worth every little bit of it, right?
Right.
And you deserve it. You deserve the opportunity for change. You deserve the opportunity to feel better in your skin, mentally, physically. Those are wins. Those are successes, right? I love it. I think that's amazing. Do you have anything else that you wanted to add or share? I think we've covered a lot, but
yeah, I'm just thinking back to, why I joined the Loyo method. And I think really it was the fact that you are one of us. You were there yourself. So it's not just, anybody coaching us, like, our struggles. And so you can really talk through experience. And I think that it was the most influential part of everything, that, she understands us. And yeah, so it's great.
I actually really appreciate that. And I am always transparent, both with the clients inside the Loyo method as well as in this group. If you've been in this group for any length of time or a long period of time, like, I talk about my story and I talk about my life, and I talk about not only my story of where I was and how I got to where I am now. I do a lot of that in the metabolism masterclass. Like, I talk about my story. I talk about my story in the information session. Both of those things are coming up, actually. Just total side note, France, this is not about you, but while we're talking about it, the metabolism masterclass, the next one's next Monday. If you've not been, come and join and learn. And if you are interested in the Loyo method, we do have an open house information session on the 26th of April at night, night Eastern Standard Time. And I talk about it, and I talk about it in here. And I appreciate you saying that. And it's, it's the vulnerability that allows us to grow. And I've realized that. And I do encourage each and every one of my clients to consistently get outside of their comfort zone and navigate those fears that we just talked about, the skepticism, the fear, the failure, all of that. We work on overcoming that so that we can break free. So we can really break free and come through to the other side safer, or not safer, but feeling safe and feeling free and feeling empowered and feeling capable and confident. We talk about the confidence factor, right? And still be able to navigate like bumps in the road. And I also talk about that, right? My life is crazy. It's stressful. And we share these experiences, and I'm always going to be transparent about that and honest about those experiences. So I definitely appreciate that, France. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for being vulnerable and transparent, right? This is what we're talking about. This is amazing. Like, congratulations on all of your success. Everyone here who's watching, like, help me congratulate France. She is really a rock star. Comment below, send emojis, send the love. Like, this is, really wonderful stuff that, deserves to be, celebrated. And you deserve to be celebrated because you are worth it and you did deserve this. So keep doing the do. And thank you so much for coming and for sharing your experience.
My pleasure.
All right. Take
Yeah.
care, everybody. See you next week and have a wonderful, wonderful holiday, everyone.